YouTube, how's it going? The Goat House is back in the middle of a pandemic, and we got playoff predictions, NBA playoff predictions. This morning of May 15th, I woke up and saw the news that the LA Lakers, are going to reopen their practice facilities, and we see that the NBA is pretty confident they're going to get things rolling. So that got me thinking, that got me excited about some playoff basketball. What if the playoffs started today? We're going to go through game by game and predict it. That was a very cool thing to do here. And they may open it back up and get the regular season rolling and then get the playoffs because there's some teams trying to fight to get in. I would be okay with that. I'd be okay if they opened it back up, got some teams, the playoff teams, a few weeks to practice, then started the playoffs because the playoffs are pretty much set. Maybe a team like the Blazers, they have a fighting chance for sure. I mean, there's more teams, but that's a team that can definitely sneak in, have the talent, the impact players to sneak in. So it would be unfortunate for them if they wanted to go that route with the playoffs almost instantly. But I'd be happy either way. Would be excited for some playoff basketball. So we're going to go through every game here and predict. Before we get started, we have a podcast, Spotify and Apple we're on. You can check out the link down below. Mainly covering the NFL, but like to cover all sports. And then subscribe to both of our channels. We're trying to reach that 50K goal, and we're getting real close. Appreciate the support. Check us out on Twitter. Constantly talking, discussing with you guys. We got a bunch of polls there too. Any link that you need will be down in the description in the comments. Using playoff predictors a lot lately, actually, doing our NFL record predictions team by team. Very cool site. So we're going to predict every single game here for these NBA playoffs if they were to start today. Today is May 15th, 2020. We got the Grizzlies, Lakers, first round matchup. Really like where the Grizzlies are heading. So just so we're clear, here, I'm a big Chicago Bulls fan, so we don't have to worry about me picking against or with my team here in the playoffs because they're just terrible. So the Grizzlies, though, I'm not a fan of the Grizzlies, but I kind of am a fan of the Grizzlies, where they're heading, because a lot of the young talent that they have are guys that I've been really high on, when they're coming out, pre-draft process. I mean, Ja Morant, let's be honest, everyone's high on Ja Morant. But a guy like Brandon Clark, huge fan of, and Jaren Jackson Jr., I was a big fan of, too, out of Michigan State. So I love where they're heading. Absolutely love where the Grizzlies are heading. And it's very impressive they're able to, this at this time would be a playoff spot here, playoff seed. But this would probably be a rough one, against LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and these LA Lakers. So I am going to go with the sweep. Maybe the Grizzlies sneak one out. They got the young athleticism on them, I suppose. It's a freaky athletic team. One for the future for sure. Very excited for that team. But I'm going to go with the Lakers. I guess people may say, some people may want to scrap the NBA the rest of the season mainly because, they're worried about the players getting sick or, things like that, or just coming off of quarantine, maybe getting injured. So I understand that. Another reason people may say, maybe it's not a big meaningful year. You won the year where there wasn't a whole bunch of practice. You didn't get to finish the season. I would disagree with that statement. I guess to sum it up, I think we can see the real ballers come out, with a little break, and everyone's prepared though. I mean, for the most part, we've had a good amount of season. These guys know what they're doing. But, guys like LeBron James, Anthony Davis, who are going to be dominant no matter what, I think would stand out. And maybe we'd learn some things, who really are the more dominant players. The Bucks and the Magic, the Bucks coming off a very impressive season so far. Giannis and Middleton really, Middleton too. That's a guy that you got to respect. Wasn't supposed to be, he was somewhat known, I guess at A&M, but a guy that's really come along, I think, improved every single year. And the Magic were a sneaky good team in the playoffs last year. Even though they got some sneaky wins there early on. But I think I'd have to go with another sweep here. I go with the Bucks. Maybe the Magic can sneak this one off. We saw them kind of get sneaky last year, so it's possible. I guess a pretty good 8 seed, we'll say. The Thunder and the Jazz are going to be next here, and that'll be a good series. The Thunder are kind of surprising, I thought it would be a team that was maybe the bottom part of the league, actually. Gilgeous-Alexander's been very impressive. Bringing Chris Paul and his mentality, his knowledge to the game, I guess we shouldn't be that surprised. But the Jazz, I guess, what's going to go on with Rudy Gobert, and I guess maybe the chemistry off. Players aren't happy with him. I don't know how true that is, but I think there's just more playoff talent here from the Jazz. Donovan Mitchell, obviously, and company. But this could be a pretty good series. I'd probably go Jazz taking the first two, and the Thunder would grab the first one at home. I'm actually, it might be surprising. I'm actually going to go 4-1. You see 4-5, you expect to be a little closer, and I do think the games will be pretty close. Maybe it could be a 4-2. But I'd actually go with the Jazz. A little more experience. Hopefully they're all good with each other there. This is a team that'll start turning on playoff time. This is probably one of the series I'd be looking. There's actually a couple now that I look down the list: Rockets, Nuggets, Sixers, Celtics. But Pacers, Heat would be a damn good series, and the Pacers are better than a 5 seed. Don't forget, Oladipo is a guy that's going to be just kind of getting into his groove. About this time if we were to start up again, and that's a damn good player. A guy that you definitely got to respect. Kind of been tossed around teams when he clearly had talent. So I'm a fan of Oladipo. I'm a big Jimmy Butler fan. I'm a big Chicago Bulls fan. It was a sad day when Jimmy Butler, was gone from the Bulls, traded away. And you got to respect, I guess, the high motor and the work ethic of Jimmy Butler. And then surprisingly, they ended up going to the Heat, but it worked out there. They looked pretty good. And I guess a small sample size. So this will be a really good series. You cannot sleep on the Pacers, though, with Oladipo. I like me some Miles Turner as well. I'm going to go the Heat game 1. I'm going to go the Pacers game 2. And then the Pacers win this one at home. I think we're just going to keep splitting here. Go Heat. This would be a really good series. We got to go game 7 here. We got to go game 7. It's tough because I'm a big believer in Oladipo. I think the Pacers being a 5 seed pretty much without him was pretty impressive. So better in the 5 seed. It's just so hard for me to go against my man Jimmy Butler here. That would be a really good series. I'm going to go Heat. And the Heat added the shooting with a guy like Tyler Hero. More than impressive rookie season so far. Small sample size, I guess, so far, but very impressive so far. So go with the Heat there. That's a tough one. That's a tough one, though. I would love to watch every single game of that series, along with the Rockets Nuggets. Maybe the Rockets are being a 6 seed is that sneaky 6 seed. It's just hard to see them as a 6 seed. I guess same on the other side with the East with the Philadelphia 76ers too. The power of James Harden, Russell Westbrook. The worry of those guys meshing together. I guess it's still a worry. Both top tier talent. So obviously, the Nuggets. I don't know if there's any more of a complete team. I guess a well-rounded team maybe. In the NBA, so you got to respect that. Always been a big Jamal Murray fan as well. Man, I think you say more experience, but the Nuggets got some experience now too, and a good chemistry, a well-rounded team. But I'll go with the playoff impacts experience so far in Game 1. I'm gonna go Rockets. I'm gonna take the Nuggets in Game 2. I think that's kind of the Jokic, having the bigs, the dominant big is maybe the problem here. The more, because I'm thinking as I'm making this video here, Rockets will probably get that one. The Nuggets probably really turn it around though, really turn it on here after this point. The Nuggets, that is, it could be. So we got 3-2. Oh man, that's tough if it goes to Game 7. I just think Jokic is just a factor in this game, this series. I think, just having that big is against the Rockets. They trade away Clint Capella. That hurts them. That hurts them, in my opinion. So I got to go with the Nuggets, starting to figuring out the game plan after a little bit there. The Nuggets win the series. Over to 76ers Celtics, which would be a damn good one. 76ers a little disappointing so far, I guess, through the part of the season. The Celtics have been pretty impressive after maybe a little disappointing last year, perhaps. Huge Jason Tatum fan, really impressed by his game. He's definitely a great for the future and already playing at a high level. And a guy like Gordon Hayward can kind of continue to get back in the groove. Take the Celtics. Man, I think the Celtics grab both home games, and I think the Sixers can grab both home games. It could be this type of battle here. We've seen Al Horford playing his own team. Yeah, this could go the distance. This could go to Game 7. A lot of just the home wins. Home court advantage dominates this series. I'm going to go the Celtics, so all home winners, which it definitely matters, especially, the crowds like Philadelphia and Boston definitely matter. So that's kind of I'm leaning with there, going with the Celtics. But this would be entertaining basketball, very entertaining. Having the break, makes it that much more entertaining too. Mavericks, Clippers. The Mavs could be that sneaky team. People don't want to see Luka and then Porzingis. They don't want to see these guys. They just don't want to see them. But the Clippers should be a dominant team. Obviously, you don't have to explain why. Kawhi Leonard, Paul George. This is they built this team to win right now. We'll see what Kawhi did with the Raptors. Even though the Raptors, we'll get to them in a little bit, have been succeeding at a more than impressive level here. I think the Clippers grab the 2-0. The Mavericks will probably they'll take one on them. They'll take one on them. Could get more because they got some impact players, but Clippers get the dominant team there. Then we see Nets, Raptors. Kyrie kind of, I don't want to say carrying, but yeah, kind of leading the way for the Nets. And the Raptors, man, let's talk about chemistry. Team that won together and kind of just got the team winning mentality. And then how good of a coach is Nick Nurse too as well. Showing what they're able to do without Kawhi. People kind of waiting for them to kind of fold though. When is it going to kind of kick in? Is it playoff time and they don't have that huge impact player? It's possible, very possible. I think game one, I'm going to go with the Nets on the upset there. I think Kyrie gets it done game one. I'm going to go Raptors in game two. I'm going to go Raptors in game three. Give me the Nets, their last home game. And then I think the Raptors will finish it off. Chemistry, good coaching. And we see the Nets actually make a change during the year too. Just remember that. So, I meant to do Raptors there. Apologize for that. Raptors win 4-2 is what I got there. Hard to see these, but yeah, that's what I went with. But the Nets, excited for them. Maybe next year as we adding KD to the mix, unless there's some crazy idea of him. I would definitely don't think so. If him was what to say, him coming back. But moving on to the conference semifinals, we got Lakers and Jazz. We got Heat and Bucks, Nuggets, Clippers, Celtics, Raptors. This is just pure entertainment here. If this were to happen, this season better come back. I've honestly, compared to me maybe 10 years ago, maybe not as big as a basketball fan in terms of how much I watch. But I think the game's changed a little bit. But I would be so excited for this. So this is something I'm just hoping happens. Playoffs, but soon hopefully. The Lakers, Jazz. Jazz could be sneaking in game one, perhaps. We've seen LeBron lose game one a lot, and it has not mattered really at all. Lakers, especially against my Bulls, unfortunately for me. Lakers will take the home games. We'll get the Jazz, going to have a breakout game, maybe a couple for a guy like Donovan Mitchell here. Jazz won that one, but the Lakers going to finish it off 4-1. LeBron James, Anthony Davis getting it done. Nuggets and Clippers. I like this Nuggets team. That's got to be a team that everyone could root for because they did it right. They built the entire lineup. They got some studs too, but it's not to them. It's not really about getting just that 1 or 2 star player. So you got to respect it. The Clippers, they got that NBA playoff impact though. This would be a really good series. And the Clippers would probably they would take game one. Again, the Nuggets got that big factor going for them. They got that well-balanced factor. The Nuggets, oh man, this would be a good series, I think. The Nuggets probably sneak this one, and they may take this home one, but then the Clippers can kind of go on a run there. I still gotta go with the Clippers. They go 3 in a row and make it 4-2. That's just what I'm feeling there. It's impossible to predict exactly how. You can definitely predict where it will finish. 4-2, just predicting where, because we've seen really good teams just really look awful in game ones even. So 4-2 Clippers, what I got going. Heat and Bucks. Going Bucks game one, going Bucks game two. The Heat will bounce back. Oh, I like the Heat. I like Jimmy Butler. This will be a tough one. Though. And the Bucks, I think the Bucks get them 4-1. I think it's just too much for them. It's tough saying only one, that'd be a tough one. I think it'd be close. Like all the games would be close. It could be 4-2. That's what I went with. Celtics, Raptors. Raptors coming out, getting game one. The Celtics are going to bounce back, get game two. They're going to get the first one in Boston there. And then, man, they might go up 3-1. And the Raptors may make things interesting here. They're going to make some things interesting. It's going to go game 7. I'm actually going with the 3 seed. I'm going with the Celtics. I think just more more scoring, more shooting, I should say. I think this is where Tatum's already been breaking out, but Tatum, Brown, these guys just really starting, and even Hayward starting to get better, more back into it. So that'd be a good series. The Raptors been very impressive, without Kawhi. Without Kawhi on the stretch though, this could even be. It shows 5. It could even be a 4-2 possibly, kind of back and forth on that. And then we're on to the conference finals. LA versus LA. Boston versus Milwaukee. Clippers Lakers would be just fantastic here. Give me Clippers in game 1. Take the Clippers. Give me the Lakers bouncing back, winning that one. And then actually the Lakers are going to win the first one against the Clippers here in the third game. And then we got this would be crazy. I'm trying to say who's home, who's away, but this would be crazy. Everyone playing at home here. Obviously, the crowd matters. Give me the Clippers here. We gotta go Game 7. We gotta go Game 7 here. It'd be tough to decide who I was. I've been more of a Kawhi on the Kawhi side than LeBron, even if that's even a debate. But they're not saying who's better, who's not. I kind of been more of, I guess I'll root for Kawhi, but I would want to root for the Lakers at the same time. In these times, it's just that'd be the fight here. That's why coming back and just playing, we're going to find out who is just the best basketball player. The lack of preparation, even though they'll have some, I got to go with LeBron James, Anthony Davis in this one. Oh, this would be so good though. This would be so good. I got to go with LeBron. Celtics, Bucks could, even though the shooting's been improving, I feel like more of the clutch shooting is what I look at for the Bucks. That's kind of always been the worry the last couple of years. That's kind of what's been stopping them. Can they hit those deep shots? But they kind of got more. They've been clutch, but I think they got a little more of it in them. And the Celtics have the shoot. That could be what stops the Bucks here. I'm going to go the Bucks in Game 1 at home. Give me the Bucks in Game 2 though. But then going to Boston, I think it's going to be one of those where the home team start winning it up. I think the Bucks kind of finish them off, though. I think they can go here, going 4-2. But the Celtics shooting could be the difference here versus the Bucks. Their opponent here could be the difference. But we got Bucks and Lakers. That's what we got. 1 versus 1. I guess a little boring. We could see the Clippers get in here, the 2 seed. We could see. I like that Nuggets team a lot. I like that they built it all the way around. A team that I got, secretly got it. I guess not anymore, but be rooting for. So the Nuggets definitely could sneak in. Look at the East. Even the Sixers, the Heat and the Pacers play each other in the first round. I could realistically see. I had the Pacers losing to the Heat in the first round. I could see the Pacers making a run. I like Oladipo. I like that. That's a dangerous team, if healthy. So that's why. We kind of have the teams figured out for the West for the most part, but the East is pretty balanced. It's been taking some ripping last couple years, but it's pretty balanced. But we end up with the Lakers, Bucks. Very hard to predict, though. Give me the Bucks in Game 1 at home. And then the Lakers bounce back. This is tough. Bucks are a really good team, but I think you see where I'm going here. I'm gonna go Lakers. Oh, we go Bucks here. So we got Lakers 4-2. That's what I was feeling right off the top of my head right there. Give me LeBron James winning it for Kobe here. But because of how talented of basketball players they are, that team is, I think they get it done. But again, I can see the Clippers. At the East side, I can see the Heat, Pacers making a run in there. The Sixers coming from the 6th seed, we can definitely see it. And then things could change if they continue to the regular season. Obviously, we can come back to this if the seedings definitely change. So that's pretty cool. It makes a bracket for you here. So kind of going back through, yeah. Again, I love the Grizzlies team for the future. The Thunder, I guess maybe I'm underrating the Thunder a little bit. They've proved me wrong. A lot of people are wrong throughout the season so far. So maybe they can be sneaky, but will they get past the Lakers if they get past that point? Realistically, the Rockets could take. I was hyping up the Nuggets. The Rockets could beat them out right away. The Clippers could have their hands full in round 2 with the Nuggets or the Rockets, so a harder road for them. Maybe a reason I went with the Lakers. Looking at the East, yeah, the Bucks should have no problem there. These 4 and 5 seeds are sneaky good. You almost rather be in this 3-6 spot, perhaps. Maybe the Raptors don't feel like are a playoff team, even though they made the run last year, but without Kawhi Leonard. They are dominant with their big. Siakam's a dominant guy, a factor for a lot of teams that don't have that ball game to them, I guess. So they could be sneaky as well. But I guess a tough challenge for the Bucks in round 2. No matter you're playing the Heat or the Pacers, you got Jimmy Butler, and then a guy like Tyler Hero, they're shooting outside. You have the clutch gene and Oladipo from the Pacers with their big Turner. So it'll be tough for them either way for the Bucks. But either of these teams, my point is, either of these teams from this first 4-5 matchup could actually make it to the finals. I think, and even like the Sixers can too. But yeah, I got the Bucks going. Clippers could definitely make it in there. But yeah, I'm feeling the Lakers at this given moment. You guys can make this too. You guys, if you want to share this, you can share it on our Twitter. Post it there. If you want to get a screenshot of that, that'd be pretty cool. Just let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please click that like button. But yeah, check out all our videos. If you're new to the channel, full NFL coverage. No one does the NFL like the Goat House here. We got you. Please subscribe. Click that like button. Follow us on Twitter. That's going to do it for this one. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Goodbye.